Fill the sink with water and leave the faucet open. Put the ball under the jet and see how fast it starts to rotate. And if you start moving the jet, then the ball will follow it, remaining in the stream. Now, we tie it to a thread and relaunch it into the jet. It seems to stick to it, but due to effort, you can still pull it out. If your ping pong ball has got a dent, then to straighten it, it will be enough to lower it into boiling water for a couple of seconds. Oops! And the ball has returned to its original shape. You can use it again. Or you cannot boil the water, but just bring the lighter to the crumbled ball, but at its distance so as not to float it. In a matter of seconds, both the original shape and the former jumping ability return to him. He looks like a brand new one. Turn on the hairdryer at maximum power and place the ball in the airflow. It begins to float in the air, moving up and down. It stays even in the flow even if you tilt the hairdryer. Add a second ball, and now they are both floating. We will substitute a bushing over them and they abruptly fly through it. Let's see again. And here's the maximum angle at which a ball will still stay in the steam. Let's take the most ordinary cocktail tube, bend it at right angles, lean it against our lips and start blowing hard inside, and put a ball on the other end. See how fast it rotates, and at the same time it remains on the tube. The duration depends only on your lung volume. And now the same trick, but with the funnel. We blow into it, and the ball begins to rotate. Even if it's not for long, it's harder than it seems. But why torture yourself if you can just attach a funnel over a hairdryer? Let's see what this device is capable of. Don't leave the ball far away. Place it as close as possible, and it starts spinning just at breakneck speed. Wow! Let's look at how high the ball usually bounces. If you don't give it acceleration, decent, but surely you can do more. Of course you can. Let's take a glass of ordinary water. There shouldn't be a lot of it, just enough to put the ball in the center and stay afloat. Now we throw the glass and the ball literally shoots into the ceiling. Let's do it again. Just look at the power. If it wasn't for the ceiling, it's not known how far the ball would have flown. Have you ever set fire to a ping pong ball? Let's compare its Gorenge process with Gorenge paper. Wow! This is a powerful flame. It even makes him move. The ball burns much faster than paper. Who would have thought? Now, we will take the ball and use scissors to cut it into small pieces. Then, we will need a small sheet of foil. We put the pieces of the former ball inside the sheet and wrap it exactly like a candy wrap. Then another layer of foil, also quite tightly. Let's put our candy in an empty aquarium. Bring the fire and start gradually heating the foil until suddenly smoke appears. Take your hands off and look! There's a release of flame as if from a flamethrower. See in slow motion how beautiful it is. But do not try this at home. Yeah, it's like there's a real fire-breathing dragon in the aquarium. Although, sometimes you can get a smoke bomb instead of a pillar of fire. But, in my opinion, it also looks cool. Let's take an ordinary apple and a large magnet. Of course, the magnet does not affect the apple in any way. But what if you put two apples on a wooden stick and balance them in the air? Now, you can see that the magnet still causes small fluctuations in the apple. It seems that there really is a lot of iron in this fruit. This trick is also great with grapes. Who would have thought that fruits and berries can be magnetic? We will install the magnet on the stand and take a couple of needles on a thread. As you can see, they immediately begin to reach for it, pulling the threads. Now we're heating up the needles as it seems they're starting to lose their interest in the magnet. And they fall completely. If you hold magnet over matches, then no effect will follow. But if you let them burn out, they immediately require magnetic properties. And not only a big magnet, but with such a small one. How is this possible? Let's try again with color matches. At last, nothing comes out with them. Let's take 4 magnets and 16 steel balls. Now, we'll open up the plastic baseboard and place them inside as follows. Push a lonely ball to the nearest magnet and bam! All the balls have changed their position. And the extreme one flew out the baseboard at a decent speed. This is a real magnetic rifle. Pour some PVA glue into a bowl. Add some steel spraying and bright gouache. Mix the mass until smooth. And now add sodium and we'll mix it until the mass turns into real slime. But this is not just your ordinary slime. It's worth bringing a magnet and see what happens. Slime envelops any source of magnetism like a living slime. It's not easy to tear it off now. Holding the magnet at a distance, you can see how the slime seems to be pulling a tentacle towards it. Because of this, it really looks like something's alive. Just look how strongly this mass is drawn to the magnet. Much more interesting than your usual slime, right? Let's take a small plastic bottle, make a funnel out of a piece of paper, and pour some printer ink inside. Using a syringe, add alcohol inside until the bottle is filled. Close the lid tightly, and now put a magnet to the walls. Look what's going on inside. The magnet seems to purify alcohol from ink. They literally separate from each other. See how beautiful it can look, like a black waterfall that is directed upwards. All ink, no matter how well it has been stirred, will still be attracted to the magnet. Let's take another look at how quickly alcohol will become transparent again under the influence of a powerful magnet. An amazing sight, like a liquid hourglass. Let's take a new batch. Let's take a new batch of powder ink and mix it with oil. Pour a little in the glass, and with the help of a magnet, we will get an unusual drawing tool. We do not recommend repeating this trick at home. We will bring the magnet to a laptop screen and it immediately goes out. Even a small magnet is enough. But remember that it can end badly for technology. Mysterious things also happen to a smartphone. When a magnet approaches, the screen goes out and lights up again. Let's take an ordinary magnet. As you can see, it is perfectly attracted to iron. But what if we heat it up, the same way we heated the needles? After the magnet has become so hot, it's no longer attracted to iron. But even after it cools down, the magnetic properties will not return. Even another magnet can't move it anymore.